Welcome back to Tales of the Getaway Guy, an adventure into 23 years of TV getaways all across New York State and beyond. Our travels will also venture into 23 years of radio days where my broadcasting career began. Hold on, I've got everything you're going to need for your next getaway. Hello again, this is Mike O'Brien, your Getaway Guy, and today we're going to get into a couple of fun little adventures. Some would call them scary. It depends on where you're coming from, I suppose, as we get closer to October 31st. Haunted Getaways. These are shows that were actually produced when I was on cable, Channel 9, years ago. So I'm going to bring them back to you today so that you can enjoy them. And if you dare spend the night, you might want to, because they're haunted. Yes, they are. In fact, we'll get to those in just a second. But a real haunted getaway that I really, really enjoyed doing, and this was many years ago, like I say, was one in Niagara Falls on the mighty Niagara River. We'll have that one for you shortly. We'll also go to Mount Morris to a bed and breakfast where the innkeepers are very serious about things that go bump in the night there. It's quite a story, so that's coming up in just a little bit. And I also have a fall getaway today that a lot of people have not heard of before, but it's an outstanding way to view fall foliage. So we'll get to all those in just a little bit, but first we want to thank our big sponsors, and one that is with us through thick and thin. They've been supporting us for the podcast from the beginning. Powers Farm Market. What an excellent place to bring the family for a fall getaway. It's nearby if you live in Rochester. Powers Farm Market, Marsh Road in Pittsford. There's so much there for the whole family this time of year. More bright orange pumpkins than you'll ever see. Plus spooky hay rides, live animals, traditional giant teepees with a few surprises inside. My grandkids love to go in. But on a daily basis, come on, kids, stop. There are so many things you can do there. Fresh apples, cider, home-baked goods. It's just a great place to go this time of year. If you love fall, you're going to love Powers Farm Market, Marsh Road, Pittsford. It's great for the whole family, and I think I will go this weekend again. It's so weird when the season ends, it just kind of disappears. Although they do holiday things closer to December, and that's as outstanding as the fun there in fall. So Powers Farm Market, thank you for being a part of our show. We're going to start with a podcast question. A lot of people go to our email, Mike, the Getaway Guy at gmail.com, and they ask questions. Half of them we can say on the air. The other ones we can't. But this one we can. And this comes from Kelly in Fairport. Kelly wants to know, what did you do before broadcasting? Oh, really, Kelly? I went to college. I'm from Corning, Painted Post area, Southern Tier. And I went to college, pardon me, in Farmingdale, State University at Farmingdale. I thought I was going to be an artist. Nope, not good. Not as good as I wanted to be. So off to a 2-year college I went. But after that, I came back to Painted Post. And in 1971, the flood hit. And it was bad. I mean, it was really bad. That was so pivotal in my life. It brought me to Rochester, New York, where my sister told me about a school called Columbia School of Broadcasting. I knew nothing about radio, nor did I have any interest, but I checked it out anyway because, again, here I am, a young guy not knowing what I'm going to do in Rochester. I'm brand new to the city. By the way, this city was so intimidating to me. I had no idea what I was going to do here. In fact, before I got into the Columbia School of Broadcasting, I was slicing roast beef at Arby's. Yes, I was. And I was helping. The potatoes were squished out of this container above the deep fryer to make them curly, and they drop into the oil, and I'm going, really? But that was back then. I don't know how they do it today. But yeah, Arby's. And then Amels, or some pronounce it Amels, I worked there. I was into the fast food business, no doubt about it. And then I got a phone call while I was at school at Columbia School of Broadcasting. They wanted to know if there was anyone there that wanted to audition for the afternoon show on radio station WSAY. And that's where the whole thing began. And it just changed my life completely. That was 1971. Half the people listening to this podcast weren't even born. So anyway, that was quite the time for me, and I was so bad. I mean, I was really bad. They threatened to fire me. And if you were threatened to be fired from radio station WSAY, you were really bad. So I must have been just horrific. But I remember my first day, I was shaking like a leaf when the microphone went on, and it was this big old newscaster microphone. And the first story that I ever read was Wally Cox had died. Mr. Peepers. And again, that goes way back. He was a real popular TV personality, nationally known, and he passed away. And that was the first story I read as I ripped it off the teletype machine from AP, the Associated Press, and they said, "Here, read this." I went, "Oh my gosh." The red light went on and I read it, barely because the paper was shaking. But that was the beginning. And it's been downhill it's been a great ride ever since. So anyway, that's hopefully answering your question, Kelly. Thank you. If you have a question and you'd like to ask me, you can do it. Mike, the Getaway Guy, at gmail.com. Boy, Italian food. I'm glad you brought that up. One of our new sponsors is the North Side Inn in East Rochester. Have you ever been there before? Wow. Talk about great Italian food. I know these guys. They're so great. I love my North Side Inn family. Warm greeting every time I walk in there. Dennis and Donnie and Chopper and Jackie and my favorite server, Teddy. This is a friendly neighborhood Italian restaurant. They've been doing this since 1949, serving up great homemade. Look at that. Oh, mamma mia, Italian food. My favorite dish, mussels marinara over linguine. Outstanding. North Side Inn. Great for dinner tonight. 311 North Washington Street, corner of Linden, East Rochester, open every night except Mondays, at least for now. The North Side Inn, if you're looking for good Italian food, that is the place to go. That would be my pick. And I may go there tonight. We'll see. A haunted getaway episode that I did probably about 8 years ago was to a hotel, more of a lodge kind of place. It's old, it's historic, it's legendary. It's called the Red Coach Inn. It's in Niagara Falls, USA. It's on the mighty Niagara River. But there's more there than meets the eye. Are you ready? I'm leaving. Here's the show. Hey, hello again. Mike O'Brien, your Getaway Guy. Haunts 2015. Today's getaway, Niagara Falls. And today, I'm going to take you inside the Red Coach Inn. Couples love it here. Some even come to spend their honeymoon night.
I'm sure it's nothing to worry about, but it does scare me.
The story goes, in 1927, a newlywed couple checked into the Victoria Suite here at the Red Coach Inn and their honeymoon night.
The husband murdered his bride here. He bludgeoned her to death. That is said to be the ghost that everyone sees, is a woman in a long white dress.
And it's not just guests spending the night who are having ghostly encounters in the Victoria Suite.
I've had experiences in here where I was cleaning and I would hear rattling noises.
Apparently, the angry bride likes to roam.
They see her even in the restaurant.
Years and years ago, they were here with their folks, and the waitress told them they saw a lady in the booth in a white dress. The restaurant wasn't open yet. She said to the lady, "I'll be right with you." She turned around, the lady was gone.
A very busy bride here at the Red Coach Inn.
And sometimes you get a really creepy feeling walking up the stairs at night after the restaurant's closed down. It only happens sometimes, not all the time. And it's just at this pit in the bottom of your stomach that says, well, maybe I'll just...
Sometimes when they see her, they could see her face where it's... Yeah.
So if you have trouble getting a room here at the Red Coach Inn, when you call to make your reservations, just tell them you're friends of the bride for Haunts 2015. I'm Mike O'Brien. Would you spend the night there? Wow, that was quite the getaway. But people go all the time. In fact, I just saw a show. I forget what it was. I was watching something, and one of the places that this couple went to was the Red Coach Inn. And it had nothing to do with it being haunted. And I'm like yelling at the TV going, no, don't go, don't go. They went. They're fine. And you will be too. It's a nice place. I have another haunted getaway coming up at a B&B in Mount Morris. We'll do that in just a second. First, I want to tell you about some delicious pizza. Are you looking for pizza tonight? Take a little drive out to Culver Road. Nino's Pizzeria, delicious Sicilian-style pizza. Nino's on Culver Road in Rochester City is a classic pizza joint. It is. Takeout only. I've been a regular customer there for 40 years. It is the sauce. It's the sauteed onions and peppers and the thick Sicilian crust and mushrooms. Now, I'm not a mushroom lover, but I have friends who are. They do mushrooms like you can't believe. Fresh mushrooms, sliced, sauteed, not out of a can. This is the way Nino's does it, the old world way. 1330 Culver Road near Merchants in the city. And it's a great place for pizza. Nino's Pizzeria, thank you for being a sponsor for sure and making me hungry. Thanks a lot. Giacomo and Jimmy and all our friends there. Ruben, they do such a great job. Well, here's a fall getaway that not a lot of people have thought of. I didn't even know about this when I first came upon a place called the Kinzu Bridge State Park. I thought somebody was trying to sell me steak knives, but no. We don't have a TIMF, do we? There it is. I asked for it, I get it. But the Kinzo Bridge State Park, it's in Jewett, Pennsylvania, south of Bradford, PA. Now that sounds like a million miles away. It's not. It's about 2 hours out of Rochester, a little over an hour from Buffalo. It's a skywalk observation deck. This is such a great place to go. In 2003, a tornado came through, and this train trestle was destroyed, at least half of it, as it reached across the Allegheny Mountains. Well, half came down, the rest stayed up, and so they've turned the half that stayed up into a wonderful walkway and observation deck. And it puts you right over 301 feet above this beautiful gorge. And so now it's a state park. It's free to see. And I did a getaway on this many years ago on Channel 9, and it was just spectacular. The leaves were changing. It's a beautiful place. It really is. A huge historic railway bridge over the gorge east of the Allegheny National Forest of 301 feet. And a surprise, when you walk to the very end of it, there's a glass floor that you could look straight down. Would you walk on the glass floor? Not me. But I did for the show with my camera, and I slowly, carefully inched my way out onto the glass floor. And wouldn't you know it, two little children, about 8 or 9 years old, came and started jumping on the glass floor. I'm going, are you kidding me? We're all going to die. Anyway, we didn't. The glass floor is fine. It's as sturdy as can be. I got the footage and then got the heck off that glass floor. But boy, talk about a spectacular view. There's also a welcome center. It's done so well. And again, it's called the Kinzu Bridge State Park, Jewett, PA, south of Bradford. It's a great fall getaway. And if you're looking for a good day trip, leave Rochester or Buffalo or Syracuse or wherever you're from, leave early in the morning, take a nice ride down, spend the day, and then head on back. You'll be back by early evening, and you will chalk it up to one of those fall getaways that you didn't even know about. Before you leave, though, make sure you get breakfast. And the segue into breakfast is Jim's on Main. I was there this morning. Whoops. But it's so good. A great breakfast. Cheap, good diner food. Jim's on Main and Jim's at the mall. They have 2 locations, Grease Ridge Center. A family operation in Rochester serving up great diner food for years. Jim's on Main, just down from the Auditorium Theater, East Main Street. It's a favorite local hangout. Personal favorite, the late riser with eggs and home fries and bacon and toast and coffee on the weekdays. It's just a wonderful little getaway if you're looking for a good hearty breakfast, cheap. Jim's, 785 East Main, downtown Rochester, closed on Mondays, at least for now. And of course, their second location, Jim's at the mall, Grease Ridge Center. Another haunted getaway that I promised you, I'm about to bring you right now. Now, we spent the night at the Red Coach Inn, Niagara Falls, and that's great. But there's another one that I did years ago on Channel 9, and it's called the Allegiance Inn. Mount Morris, New York is home to Francis Bellamy. He's the guy that wrote the Pledge of Allegiance. So they named the bed and breakfast the Allegiance Inn. And things are a little spooky there, although people go out of their way to find this place because it is haunted. Check out the Allegiance Inn. Hey, today a getaway to a bed and breakfast here in Livingston County where supposedly, for some, things go bump in the night. Yes, Haunts 2016. Hello again, Mike O'Brien, your getaway guy. Let me show you around. This is the Allegiance Bed and Breakfast in the village of Mount Morris, New York, birthplace of the writer of the American Pledge of Allegiance. And right in the middle of town, this beautiful restored 1838 mansion. And this is Glenda and Steve, the owners, the innkeepers.
We came out from California, and we didn't know about the ghosts. We didn't know about the Underground Railroad. We didn't know about Francis Bellamy. We didn't know much of anything other than that we'd purchased this home.
We just drove up, saw it, and said, this is it.
Little did they know their new B&B came complete with guests.
Ray and Karen.
Well, we heard their voices too.
Yeah, we heard the tape.
Yeah, the tape. I mean, Ray actually, Karen said her name, and it was like, Karen.
Oh, the things that happen here at the Allegiance. Unaware guests are always sharing their nighttime experiences.
They woke up in the middle of the night, and she said, "Hon, turn the light on because somebody's sitting on my feet."
Yeah.
And he said, "I can't because somebody's sitting on mine."
8 unique guest rooms, all named after prominent historians from the 1800s, some rooms more active than others.
Karen was seen sitting in the corner of the room there where the fireplace is right now. That's where she was spotted the first time. And then Sammy, the ghost kitty, was seen sitting on the corner of the bed.
A ghost kitty?
Well, that's Sammy, our kitty.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a cat that died in the house, and he hasn't left.
The ghost Ray isn't leaving anytime soon either.
I saw probably from right below his ears up, and he was sitting in a chair. So when I went back in to see what he needed, he wasn't there. He just kind of...
The Allegiance B&B, where I pledge to you, you'll be just fine. For Haunts 2016, Mike O'Brien, your getaway guy. So, we don't really want to product placement. You don't want to put like brand names on TV because let's cover that up. Actually, we'll just kind of do that. There we go. Is that better? Oh, the book? Oh, this is my travel book. It's actually a local bestseller, and it is called The Getaway Guy, 50 More Day Trip Getaways with Mike O'Brien. That's me. Yeah, this has been a great book for people who want day trips all over New York State. And there's 50 of them. Plus, there are 4 haunted getaways in the book as well. That's why a lot of people love this book so much. If you're interested in this, there are a limited number available, and I can sign it to whoever you want to give it to, maybe to yourself or maybe for the holidays. It all depends. Just let me know the details. Go to MikeTheGetawayGuy@gmail.com and let me know. That's MikeTheGetawayGuy@gmail.com, and grab yourself a travel book. Why not? And there you have it. A couple of haunted getaways, just perfect this time of year. Thanks for coming along for the ride today. Remember, you can check our podcast out on Apple Podcast, Google, Spotify, and all of the platforms. You can also find our shows on YouTube, Tales of the Getaway Guy, or just check out everything on our website, thegetawayguy.com. That's thegetawayguy.com. Thanks to Powers Market for being part of our podcast. They've come along for the ride, as always. Talk about a great family getaway nearby. Powers Farm Market, Marsh Road, Pittsford. They've been taking care of Rochester since the 60s. Farm fresh fruit and veggies, home baked goods. This time of year, apples and cider. Look at those animals. They're so cute. In fact, My family goes there with my grandkids around the holidays, Christmas, and Christmas Eve, in fact, because they have that all set up with the animals. And it's just a great place. Hay rides, you name it. They've got a new corn maze. There's the hay ride. It's just a wonderful place. And of course, the teepees. You can't forget the teepees, a fall tradition at Powers Farm Market, Marsh Road in Pittsford. Great people, great place, great family getaway. Thank you to Powers. Thank you, Jim's on Main. Thank you, Nino's Pizzeria, and of course our new sponsor, the North Side Inn. Thank you all. Thank you, Joe, here at Classy Wolf Media, and thank you for coming along for the ride. Until next time, I'm Mike O'Brien, your getaway guy.